How you doing, everybody? Max Farrow from Dex Trader and the Forex Educational Signal. I just really quickly wanted to show you in the concept of looking at a trade, when to get out of the trade, when should I stay, how long should I stay, you know, how do I confirm the direction, all that kind of good stuff. Okay, in this particular example of the British Gold Pound USD happening right here at this 11 o'clock hour to the 12 o'clock, the expiry doesn't really matter too much. At 12 o'clock, close to 12 o'clock, we want to start looking at the trade, of course. But got in 29.15, okay? I came in at 29.15 here at this section right here. At this point, right around this area right here, which I'll put a little line here. All right, so right there. Now, when I came in, I looked back at structure. There was no major structure happening at this point. So if I was coming in for the sell, I went back to this point, put it at 29.31. Just give myself a 15 pip, 16 pip stop loss, okay? But then I also went 15 pips in the opposite direction. And the reason being is that I seen that this was an upward trend. We were doing a counter trend move and was able to see at this point that if it was going to go down, if it pierced this area, if it closed past this area, there was no longer a trend available, right? That meant it was going to keep on going, right? But that's okay because it was going to come down and bounce off. I wanted to get it before the bounce off. So if I put my trend or my take profit all the way down here, it wouldn't have gotten hit. You know, if I would have tried to come down to this structure, it wouldn't have gotten hit. So I came up to actual structure and put the stop loss or take profit right there at 2,900. Now, I only made 15 pips, but that was 15 pips I made, okay? And I made it immediately. But then I seen something happen is that on the MACD, if you haven't looked at the MACD in the process, the volume, the histogram here started to shrink down in size, and we started to collapse back down to this model again. So I knew we were going to we were just getting ready to create the event to do the bounce off to go back up again. And putting a reverse trade in once the market was hit, I put in a reverse at 28.99 and was able to come up and grab, guess what? Another 15 pips. So these are things to look at during the mentality of, you know, the trend is your friend kind of process, and also looking left to find structure. And that was off on one deal, even though, remember, you don't look at the numbers here because we're using a positive negative win ratio to go with the sell or go against it, because it says a buy here. But why did I go against it? Well, it's because it had a 37% win rate of the last 100 trades, which meant it was in a negative algorithm. So we used that mentality to be able to trade it. And we used a little bit of information here, knowing that it was a counter trend, knowing that it's not going to move a ton of pips. We're not going to make 70 pips off of this trade. We're just trying to make our counter trend trade at that particular point. I was in, I was out, I made some on another trade, and we were loving life at that moment. The other looks here too, if we come back up and we look at the USD CHF on the sell, I didn't get into this trade because I was just working the highest percentage trade in that, which was this one, even though it says 37, actually in reverse it's 62.2. So that was the highest one that I wanted to stay with. So I stayed with that one. Now, on the USD CHF though, because it too was saying it was at 51.5%, so I didn't really mess with this because it was too close to the 50%. I'm starting to see the closer to the 50% line from 48, 49, 51, 52. I really just get a 50% success rate. So I stay with the ones that are on the opposite spectrum, you know, 60% or more. All right, so that's minus 40 and or plus 60. All right, Euro JPY on the sell would have been a reverse. So I came into the Euro JPY. And look at this, all right? Beautifully how it worked. Euro JPY on the sell but we got for the buy at 123.32. 123.32, all the way down here. That's right, all the way down here. Okay. Came in at this time period right here. Got into the 32. Actually, I got in for 33.33. And set my stop loss because I knew by previous structure, because it was an uptrend, if it was going to continue to go, if it was going to continue to do a trend reversal and break the trend, it was only going to do it down here at 123.22, so 10 pips. Okay, 11 pips right here. Came up 11 pips and grabbed my money. It's that simple. I didn't do a counter trade here because I know that we're just going to keep going up, right? Even though that we're going to do a crossover, probably going to continue to go up. I could have also done a split share even trade here that I would have had two lots on, say 2,000 lots or 2,000 or 2 lots of a mini lot on, and taken one off at the take profit and let the other one do its thing and move the other one up to zero. That's another acceptable trading process, all right? So we just have to get in there. Just coming in and trading blindly, you need to know the information. Look at the big move here happening now in the Euro JPY. I do know that there's some. It's about noon. The market's closing on the London close is happening right now. So there's a lot of little stuff happening here. The Euro in 37 minutes is getting releasing some major information too. So these signals are released throughout the day through news avoidance as well at points. So keep that in mind. But just looking left, just grabbing some structure. This is real important to look at. Don't be blind faith just going after signals. Use your common sense and use your tools too. Use some of the MACD, use some of your stochastic, use those things. All right, this video is long enough. I just wanted to kind of quickly show you the process, and I'll see you next time. I'm Max Farrow. This is Dex Trader on the Edge of Forex Educational Signals. And as always, trade well.